Sheila Annette Lewis is a woman who in 2019 was diagnosed with a terminal condition. The only thing that can save her now is an organ transplant. Sheila began the process of becoming a transplant recipient shortly after her diagnosis. However, after completing everything required to be a candidate for transplant, the doctors involved changed the rules on Sheila, demanding on top of the extensive measures she already took, she would now have to take the novel vaccine for COVID. She thought long and hard about this decision, and ultimately, out of concern for her health, especially considering her diagnosis and how that would affect the situation, she decided it would be too much of a risk in her condition to take the jab, and she refused. She was then denied by Alberta Health Services her request for transplant, and soon after filed a lawsuit against the AHS, the hospital in question, and the doctors involved. All of her tests showed she'd be a great candidate, and in preparations for transplant, she even complied with redoing all her childhood shots. Arguing her charter rights weren't being upheld, JCCF took this case all the way to the Supreme Court fighting for Sheila, until recently the Supreme Court of Canada decided to decline hearing her case, simply saying the case was dismissed with costs to the respondents, Alberta Health Services and ABC Hospital, meaning she would have to pay the legal fees of AHS and the redacted hospital involved. There is a Give, Send, Go for Sheila, and if you wish to donate directly to her cause, go to givesendgo.com/GAMM5. And to see more of our reporting on Sheila Annette Lewis, go to organsnotcoercion.ca. If you agree that a person's vaccination status shouldn't be a death sentence for someone waiting for an organ transplant, you can also follow that link to sign the petition that I hope to hand to our new health minister here in Alberta, Adriana Lagrange, to show her how many people disagree with these coercive tactics. There's a publication ban in place preventing some details from being revealed, but today we speak with Sheila directly to find out her reaction to the Supreme Court's dismissal and what comes next. What is the current status of UCP considerations towards Sheila Annette Lewis, who requires a life-saving organ transplant to survive, but was denied because of arbitrary COVID vaccine mandates, and those who will face similar setbacks in receiving health care? Is your government doing anything to ensure that unvaccinated tax-paying Albertans who fund this system are still able to receive timely and appropriate access to the health care they may need to survive?
I understand that organ transplant decisions are very complicated, and they're made by a national body on the basis of survivability, and I'll defer to the experts on that.
So anything to silence me at all. And AHS wanted them to stop me. In their argument, they asked the Supreme Court of Canada.
Even though the pandemic is over, YouTube is still censoring a lot of the information that's out there, including this interview with Sheila Annette Lewis. If you'd like to watch it in full, I encourage you to click the link in the description of this video. As a final note, I want to remind you that there is the Give, Send, Go for Sheila, and if you wish to donate directly to her cause, you can do so at givesendgo.com/GAMM5. And if you wish to see more of our reporting on Sheila Annette Lewis, go to organsnotcoercion.ca. For Rebel News, Sydney Fizzard.